Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen in this afternoon for Nicole Gitsky. Kern County is still blanketed in smoke this Thursday afternoon as dozens of wildfires burn up and down the state. An air quality alert was issued throughout the San Joaquin Valley, and it runs through next Tuesday. And outside this morning, you could actually see ash floating through the air. So if you don't have to go outside, don't. Air officials say wildfires as far away as the Bay Area are causing this thick layer of smoke, and it's likely we'll be stuck in this haze until those fires are put out or die down. Doctors say this kind of air quality will be hazardous for your health, especially those with pre-existing lung conditions like asthma or COPD. But it can cause damage similar to smoking to anyone's lungs if you're in it for too long. Doctors say those who have recently recovered from COVID-19 will also be especially vulnerable to adverse effects. So again, if you don't have to go outside, don't today for your health and safety. We can all feel it, I know, in our own lungs when we've been out there for just a little too long. What's causing all of this haze? A big factor is the LNU Lightning Complex wildfire. It's burning in Northern California. The fire, which was started by lightning, has already scorched more than 131,000 acres as of the latest update this morning. It's destroyed at least 105 structures and is 0% contained. It's burning in Napa, Sonoma, and Solano counties. And the lake fire, which is about 75 miles to our south here, is 48% contained, so a big jump in containment. That's some great news. It's grown to more than 27,000 acres, though. Officials say it's burning in areas that are very inaccessible, making it hard to contain. And the river fire continues to burn near Salinas. That fire is 7% contained, and it had a big jump in acreage this morning. It was 15,000 acres when we checked on it this morning. It's now 33,000 acres. The fire, which broke out early Sunday morning, has destroyed 6 structures and damaged 2 others. CAL FIRE is also reporting 6 people were hurt during that fire. It's unknown the extent of their injuries. Kern County Fire tweeted that 44 local firefighters are spread across the state, helping deal with several different fires right now, just as dozens of other departments assisted us when the Stagecoach fire broke out in our area. And while we're still dealing with some brutal heat, there is not a statewide flex alert in effect today. This comes after a week in which California's power grid has been on the verge of going over its limit with record temperatures and energy use. Crews say so far energy conservation efforts have worked and they haven't had to shut off power yet. Once again, though, you are asked to limit your energy use whenever you can, including by turning up your thermostat to 78 degrees or hotter, using fans to keep cool. Plus, you should use appliances like the dishwasher or washing machine early in the morning or late at night and avoid cooking in the oven. Now to the latest coronavirus numbers in Kern County. The Public Health Department reported 1 new COVID-19 death and 194 new cases this morning. These bring the county's total to 27,388 cases and 229 deaths. The department is reporting that 9,292 people have recovered from the virus. 16,332 are isolated at home. 241 are being treated in the hospital. Kern County Public Health said more than 129,000 tests have come back negative, and there are nearly 800 pending right now. There are 17,000 cases among those 18 to 49. People 50 to 64 represent about 4,800 cases, while there are more than 2,200 cases among those 65 and up. According to the department, there are 3,133 children in Kern who've tested positive for the virus since March. In your 17 Crime Watch this afternoon, the man shot and killed earlier this week after a stabbing has been identified. On Monday, police say 65-year-old Everardo Gonzalez Santana stabbed a man and woman at a market on the corner of Watts Drive and Lotus Lane. BPD says after the stabbing, Gonzalez Santana carjacked another victim and drove off, hit another car on the way before being stopped at Brundage and P Street. That's where he was confronted by police officers, and the shooting happened. Police say 2 knives were found on him after the shooting. The 2 people stabbed at Watts did not have serious wounds, according to police, and the carjacking victim declined medical treatment. BPD says they'll review body camera video and other footage to investigate the shooting. Checking out the forecast now with Kevin. It is a smoky day out there. Definitely a day to stay inside, Kevin.
Yeah, if you're outside, you want to definitely wear a mask because of the particulate matter that we're dealing with around Kern County. This isn't going to go anywhere anytime soon. Let's get right to it. Currently, we've got a temperature of 91, 82 in Delano, 90 in Taft right now, 70s and 80s into the mountains, Lake Isabel at 91. Then we have a trough that is developed out of the north, and that's actually helping with our temperatures a little bit here for today and heading into tomorrow. 99 in Sacramento today, 104 in Fresno, not much relief, 83 in Los Angeles, and still very hot in Los Angeles at 113. Here's a look at the overall pattern. We still have the ridge of high pressure. We have the weak trough out of the north, and then we're going to be tracking Genevieve, and that moisture could impact us by early next week. So today is day 12 of heat wave number 6. The smoke will continue. Tropical moisture possibly by Monday, something we're going to watch very carefully, and we could see the end of this heat wave by next Wednesday. So that'd be great news. We'll look for smoke, the haze, no surprise there for today, right around 102, 103 in the valley, and overnight in the 70s, a northwest wind 5 to 10. Into the mountains, smoky, hazy, winds gusting around 40 by this afternoon into the evening, 93 in Frazier Park, 90 in Tehachapi, 100 for Lake Isabella. And then for the desert, we'll look for 103 in Mojave, Ridgecrest at 109, and breezy to windy by this late afternoon. Winds could gust near 55 if you're traveling out that way. Here's a look at the extended forecast. 103 tomorrow, Saturday 104, but then right back down for the beginning part of next week. There you go, Wednesday, let's hope it holds true, 99. That would break this heat wave. And then we take a look at the mountain forecast, and we'll keep you in the 90s, but then 80s by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So that's some good news on the horizon. And then for the Kern River Valley forecast, we'll be right near 100 through Sunday, and then upper 90s by Monday. So definitely stay inside throughout today because of the air quality, and look forward to that cool down by next Wednesday. We'll be right back.
And we are back in your business watch this afternoon. The number of people filing for unemployment benefits for the first time last week was greater than expected, raising concern about the state of the economy as lawmakers struggle to move forward on a new coronavirus stimulus package. The Labor Department said initial jobless claims for the week ending August 15th came in at 1.1 million. Economists polled by Dow Jones expected a total of 923,000. In other business news this afternoon, rideshare company Lyft is suspending its services in California as of midnight. The move is in response to a court order which forces the company to treat its drivers as employees and not independent contractors. It's part of a lawsuit filed by California's Attorney General and 3 city attorneys claiming Uber and Lyft skirted expenses for workers by falsely classifying them as contractors rather than employees. As of October 2019, Lyft had about 305,000 drivers in California. In its blog post, Lyft encouraged voters to support Proposition 22 in November, a measure which would exempt app-based ride-hailing services from the state labor law called Assembly Bill 5. Meantime, the fellow rideshare service Uber has not made a formal announcement yet about suspending service in California, but it is expected to do so. Former Trump advisor Steve Bannon was arrested today on charges he helped raise millions of dollars to build a wall on the U.S. southern border, but spent hundreds of thousands of the funds on himself. Prosecutors in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York say that Bannon, Brian Kolfage, Andrew Bottolato, Timothy Shea, and others orchestrated a scheme to defraud hundreds of thousands of donors. Prosecutors say the group crowdfunded a campaign called We Build the Wall and raised more than $25 million while assuring the public they would not take a penny in salary. But in fact, prosecutors said the defendants took hundreds of thousands of donated dollars and used them for personal expenses. We're just hours away from the end of the Democratic National Convention and tonight's keynote speech by presidential nominee Joe Biden. Democratic nominee Biden out with a new ad this morning in 7 battleground states as he prepares to take the virtual stage tonight. Also speaking at the final night of the DNC, California's governor, Atlanta's mayor, and 4 challengers who dropped out and endorsed Biden. This afternoon, just hours before Biden speaks, President Trump heads to Biden's hometown, Scranton, Pennsylvania, to talk jobs, trade, and politics.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to KGET.com.